Namaste, welcome. My name is Radha Devi Om, a teacher here at YogaRenew. This video or this class will be looking at Virasana. Virasana, translated as hero pose, is a pose that works on our knees. So let's begin. We'll start off with the 3 Oms. So find your centering, find your breath. Focus to the third eye, your Ajna chakra. Take a breath in. So Virasana, it's a good idea to do some knee opening, knee warm-up, so I'll guide you through those. And this pose you'll find in a yoga class in your studio that the teacher can bring it in basically at any time in your sadhana, in your practice. It could be in the front of the class or the middle, or you could end and finish with it. So it's a very universal, very an asana that you could place in any of your vinyasa practice. The first warm-up for Virasana, to open your knees, we'll do a seated. We'll stay in seated position. Find a straight back. And just pick up your right leg and hug your right knee into the chest. Now begin to roll the right hip clockwise, anti-clockwise. Grab now anywhere behind the right leg. I'm grabbing behind the right thigh. And we're just going to extend the right leg up and bend it. Straighten up and bend. Straighten up and bend. 3, that's enough. Just use your hands, grab your right leg, your right knee from the sides, and give it just a little rub, right? Give it some TLC, tender loving care. And then we're going to release, bring the right leg down and pick up the left knee. And then hug your left knee into the armpit, but don't slouch. Try to keep your back, your lower back straight. Yes. Now we'll do the hip roll. So roll your hip clockwise, anti-clockwise. Just little movements. Don't jerk or be rigid. Now we'll open up the knee joint on the left leg. So clasp anywhere behind your left leg. Back straight, your belly in, and point your left leg up. Exhale, bend the knee and point it up and bend up. Feel the stretch behind your left knee. Now bend and release. Good. Stretch your legs, hands to the side, and I'd like you to do everything. Shake your legs, wobble your legs, so wobble the knees, shake, and then let's do another warm-up, which we'll do standing up. So up you come into your Tadasana. I'll move the blanket out of the way for now. Having your legs, hip distance. Begin to bend your knees. Actually, if you feel that this leg is too narrow, by all means, bring it a little bit wider than your hips, because it really doesn't matter. You want it to feel natural and easy for this next warm-up. So hip distance or a little wider. Now bend your knees. Hands, place them on your knees, Pull the belly in, so your shoulders are very naturally by the ears, no problem there. We're going to just roll the knees, not the hips, okay? Don't be doing this warm-up. It's the knees. So get down like your variation of Utkatasana, the chair pose, and use your knuckles, your hands, to just roll the kneecaps one way. I always like to start off in the clockwise rolling. Now switch anti-clockwise if you did clockwise. The moon. All right, release the rolling. Come and stand up and just shake off both your legs so we feel neutral. Just one more knee warm up. Shift the weight to your left leg and grab your right leg and hug your right knee high up to the chest. And then we're going to do it the other way. So grab the right foot with your right hand and the right foot behind you, and try to now lengthen the right quad and stretch the front knee joint. Good. And the same, shake off the right leg first, and we'll do the same on the left. So the weight shifts on the right leg, pick up your left knee, grab her and just get a nice hip opening. And the other way, the left foot, grab it behind you and see if you could lengthen the left hip flexor and the left kneecap. Obviously, you're getting a quad, a front thigh stretch, and release. All right, so shake off your legs, and now let's try to we'll work on Virasana, the hero pose. I'm going to show you modifications, and then we'll do an intermediate, and then obviously then into the full pose, the full asana. The first modification, if you've got stiff knee joints or you're just generally stiff in the hips, maybe the thighs or the hamstring or the knees, what you can do is get a block, one block, and we're going to have the block in between our inner ankles. There is an option if you have a blanket that you can actually do this on the blanket to even cushion your knee, your shin bones, your ankles and your knees. So if you were to do that, I'm just going to turn around so you know where to place the block. In Vidasana, hero seat, your knees are always together. You don't want your knees apart, knees together, and you place your block widthways so that your inner ankles can squeeze to the side of the block, and then you'll sit on the block, hopefully with a straight back. So I will now show you modification of doing Virasana on the block. Right? I'm not crouching forward. I'm not leaning back. My spine is vertical, perpendicular to the floor, and I seem fairly relaxed because the block is supporting my knees and my hips. And we'll just take a few breaths here, focusing and bringing the energy and the breath work to this asana, beautiful pose, Virasana, hero seat. After a few breaths, the body's receptive. The body's eased into the hip opening and the knee opening. So maybe we could come off the block. This will now be intermediate level. So if you're now a strong beginner or a level 2 practitioner, you might be able to come off the block, and you may still use your blanket, as I am, but I'm able to put my sitting bones in between my ankles. Now be careful here. You definitely do not want pain, pinch, or pressure on your knees. So if you feel, oh, that's uncomfortable, it's impacting your breath, come off and use the block until you are able to build the resilience in the Virasana without the block. So I feel fairly comfortable here. One other important cue, which I feel and that I do, I use my thumbs, and in my Virasana, I press the little toes down and the second big toe. So the second big toe pressing into the yoga mat, and then the little toe just to make sure we are at the tops of the feet. So it feels good, feeling a good stretch on my front kneecaps. It's an internal rotation of your knees. So as you bring your knees to internally rotate, try to still keep your hip flexors the same line as your kneecaps. So don't sickle in left or right, stay in the middle, stay centered as you roll your inner thighs and your inner knees in, and still keeping your back straight. We'll take a few breaths here. And then maybe you'll go straight into the pose. You're an advanced practitioner, you don't need the blanket, you don't need the cushioning. Let's shake off our knees because we've been on this for a while. So as we neutralize, just come into this cat-cow position and shake off one leg and another leg. Needs some fresh blood back after showing you those the principles and foundation of Virasana. I'm going to come off the blanket and show you the full pose, all right? Before we get into it, let's roll our calves out. Most yogis, they use their thumbs and they roll right behind the knees. They roll the calves out, and then pressing into all of your 10 toes, hug your inner thighs and your inner knees in. Sit in between your heels and your ankles. Press the little toes. Press the second big toe. Belly in, tailbone long. And coming into Virasana for a couple of breaths. And to come out the pose, lean to one side, be very careful when you release. One side, stretch your legs out. Oh, shake your legs, wobble your legs, do everything. And then we release and close off with one arm. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed that practice. There will be another video showing you how to do a reclined Supta Virasana. I will see you there. Thank you.